Dreamers Live.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thank you for joining us at a Dreamers Live podcast, episode 9. And I am here with Angelique Cruz, real estate agent for eXp Realty. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
How you been? How's life treating you?
Very, very well. Very, very busy in this market.
That's
Definitely busy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
So you're a realtor.
Yes.
All right. Tell us a little bit of what is it that you do as a realtor. How did you get into that?
So I actually got into real estate. This will be my second year. I didn't even know that I wanted to be a realtor. I was recently divorced and looking for a way to supplement my income. I applied for jobs at various places like Target, Starbucks, things like that, and they just weren't calling me back. And then my daughter visited a job fair at her school. She was in 8th grade at the time, and she's like, "Mom, a realtor was there." She's like, "I really think that you should look into real estate." And I'm like, "What do you know? You're in 8th grade. You don't know anything." So I Googled it, put a post out on Facebook, and one of my good friends, Jesse Garcia, messaged me, and he's like, "Hey, if you want to do it, I'll get you all the information, and let's get it going." And from there, I started my courses. It took me, the standard time is 6 months. It took me 3 months to get it, and I was licensed and up and running in 3 months.
Oh, is that easy?
I wouldn't say it's that easy,
Okay.
but I was very persistent with it, and I really wanted to get the career going.
Well, persistence is key when you really want something, right?
Exactly.
So, what did you do before the whole realtor? You said 2 years now, right?
2 years, yes.
So, I mean,
I'm still currently working a full-time job as an accountant with U.S. Bank and Trust Wealth Management.
okay, nice.
I've been there for 20 years.
20 years.
20 years.
Wow.
But that is just, it's been a career where I've kind of hit a ceiling, and there's nowhere further for me to go.
Okay.
As far as, development, career development, or money, because at the end of the day, it is all about money and how much we can all make, and we want to, live to our highest potential, and it's just not there for me. Corporate America just isn't for me anymore.
Okay. And it sucks to say it like that it's all about like
does.
money and stuff, but at the end of the day, money does run the world.
I mean, to live comfortably, and, there are things that I want, and the things that I want, it costs money. And I'm not gonna, if I can put in the work to earn those things, I'm gonna do it, but if someone's gonna try to limit me and tell me you can only go this far, no.
True. That's actually a good mindset. What did you do before all of this, before the realtor? I mean, you worked at the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Did you start at the bank as a teller, or did you?
No, I've always been in investments. So I specialize more in like mutual fund investments. So I know like all the ins and outs of mutual fund investments, how they work, transferring them, purchasing, selling. Buying, selling, all of that. So I've always worked with mutual funds.
Okay, so you've always been like had that business mentality also.
Exactly.
On that. So all right, realtor.
Mm-hmm.
Realtors is I watched that $1 Million Realtor.
Yes.
It looks so easy. It looks so you just gotta charm the person, show them a nice house, and it sells itself. I mean, is it really that easy? Is that part of why you thought you could do it, or?
It's not part of it. It's I didn't get into it so that I could be $1 million. Obviously, I'd love to be $1 million agent, but that doesn't happen right away. There's levels. You have to start low and work your way up. So they say in a transaction, even though you get an accepted offer, you still got to sell that house 10 times to that person throughout the deal, because the deal lasts 30 days. And, people are going to go back and forth. There's always that, buyer's remorse to really make the right decision. And you have to be there to have those conversations with them and say, look, this is the positives. This is what we're doing. This is why this is right for you. And if it's not right for them, you got to know how to get them out of it, because it's a very legal process. And if you are not, if you're not paying attention to different time frames and, different verbiage in the contracts, you can, your clients can lose money and you can lose the business. So there's a lot of attention to detail. It's not all the glam and, the money. I mean, the money is great, but you really have to work for it. It's not just, you just sell a house and that's it.
Well, speaking of great money, all right. I know I'm going to get a little personal here, and you know what I mean? What was your first sale, and how much did you get?
So my first sale.
How long into the business did you sell?
I was 3 months in. I got a cash buyer who wanted to purchase an investment property. It was $100,000. It was like a duplex, and then he had like a second house in the back. But the commission was only $3,000.
How much?
$3,000.
$3,000.
Yes.
That's still a lot of money. I don't even got $3,000 right now.
It's a lot of money, but when you think about it, in real estate, you're always, even though you're earning money, you're always having to put money back into your business. You're having to put money into your marketing. You're having to put money into, business cards, signs for listings. You're always having to reinvest that money. So that first check, yeah, it's great. But then, you're working with new clients also. So like that's gas money. That's lunch money. That's that money. And that money goes so quickly. Like your first year, I just bought a car in August, and I've already put like 70,000 miles on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So you're running back and forth. I mean, do you just focus in the Milwauekee area, or what areas do you?
I'm all over. So since I have a Wisconsin state license, I can sell real estate anywhere in the state of Wisconsin. So I'm pretty much everywhere. I think the farthest I've been is past Milwauekee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've gone far.
Yep,
You've gone far.
To the border, Illinois-Wisconsin border. I was just in Lake Kashanad yesterday, which is about an hour drive with the properties. But beautiful, beautiful homes. Beautiful
I can just imagine.
Yeah, I work with all different buyers. My mentality is that if someone wants to buy or sell and I can help them, I'm going to do whatever I can to help them. And maybe, right now is not the time, but let's work to get you to that point. And I'm never going to say, oh, well, you don't have enough to pay me or whatever. I'm never going to do that because that's just, I don't feel like that's the way to run a business. I feel like if I have the ability to help somebody, I'm going to do it.
Definitely.
Yes.
That shows the good heart in you. You know what
Yes.
I mean? So are you, okay, what really got me like intrigued and caught my attention was that I seen you post about a house in a not such a good area. And I was like, what's this pretty little lady doing over there, showing a house, which the house was really nice. It was not ugly at all. Yeah. I seen some pictures, really nice house, but in the area, I mean, and you're doing it while COVID is happening. You're actually, I've seen other realtors do video showings on lives. You're actually out there trying to get people to come in. Right. You ain't scared. You're fearless.
Right. No,
how do you do it?
I just do it. I mean, I don't think about it. I think, I've made a commitment to a client. I told them I'm going to help them sell their home, and that's my commitment to them. I can't just say, oh, I'm scared of that neighborhood or whatever. Like, no, we have an agreement. I said that I would deliver on that, and that's what I'm going to do. Whatever means I have to go through to help sell your home or help you buy a home, that's what I'm going to do. That's what you hired me for.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. You actually go through with your work.
Yeah, and I don't, I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to turn someone away. Like, there are some people, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
There's always that one. Don't be that one.
I don't want to limit someone. I don't, and if I feel like I'm not the person to help you, I will connect you with someone who can help you.
Okay, that's awesome. And how big is your realty team? Like,
so we have about, I want to say 20 to 25 agents.
Oh wow, it's a big. You're with a big company.
Yeah. Well, EXP itself has agents all over the United States, but just here locally in our own little team. That's how many we have.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Question: do you ever plan on making your own realty company or? Yeah,
AP Realty.
Okay.
I want to build. So right now I'm in the process of training my daughter. She just turned 18. And she just graduated from high school.
Awesome, congratulations.
Thank you. She is going to college. However, I kind of want her to get her feet wet in real estate because you can never have too many streams of income. You can never have too much knowledge. So if something, God forbid, happened where she, doesn't like whatever it is that she decides to study, she has this to fall back on. And she has a way to make money. I mean, right now she works a part-time job and she hates it because she has to get dirty every day. She has to deal with people who are difficult. Yeah. Not saying she's not going to run into that in real estate, but we can kind of limit that a little bit.
Work around it.
Exactly. So that's the goal. I do eventually want to build a team. I know that I have the ability to do it. It's just the time because I want to make sure that my people are prepared and that they have all the skills and the tools, to service our clients.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. See, maybe she'll take me under her wing. Train me.
You'll see me
in the suit selling houses in the South Side, guys.
Or on North 47.
Or stick to the South Side. No, I'm just playing, guys. I'm messing with you guys. Okay, now I'm going to get a little more personal, more in depth with your personal life. Okay. Before all of this, was there something that made you, because you're a go-getter.
Yeah.
You don't stop. I'm always seeing you online posting stuff and looking for people, What made you, were you always like that, like a go-getter, or did you go through some things that made you like, I gotta stop, I gotta, change my life, because a lot of people go through that. A lot of people just, one day the light bulb sparks on top of their head and they decide to change their lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I guess my light bulb would be, so I was, I met the father of my children when I was 16 years old. We were together until I was 38. So we've been separated for about 2 or 3 years now.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry.
Yeah, it happens. At the time it was a very devastating time for me because I still am a mom, but I'm a mom. I was a wife. I was doing all of the things that I guess maybe you could call like the American dream. Like, you have your family, you're working, you have a husband, you have your kids,
American
all that.
Dream, baby.
That's the dream. You have the house, you have the cars, and you're just like, this is life. But then, something happens that just completely turns all of that upside down. And for me, it was his infidelity. And it wasn't the first time, but this time, it produced another life. And to me, that was just it for me. Because I'm very spiritual also. I believe God sends us signs, and sometimes we ignore those. We ignore those signs, and when you ignore and you ignore and you ignore, it doesn't mean that the problem's going to go away. It just means that you're ignoring it and you're suppressing it. And deep down that creates an anger and an unhappiness in you. And I wasn't living a happy life. I was very angry. I was very unhappy. I was stressed out. I went into a really deep depression.
So you basically had everything, but you weren't happy.
I wasn't happy.
There's a lot of people out there like that. So
I mean, on the outside, everyone was like, oh my God, you guys look so happy, this and this and that. But on the inside, I was hurting. I was hiding everything. My kids didn't know. My family didn't. Nobody knew. Nobody knew anything until I was like, you know what? This is it. Like, this is my sign. This is my sign that I need to change my life and I need to stop putting my efforts into this. Yes, I love this person, but I gotta love me more.
That's key. That's very important for everybody out there, man, women. You gotta love yourself before you can love anybody. Exactly. That's the most important love. And it's very unfortunate that you had to go through that, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. But it's also a good thing that it happened. You got out of a toxic relationship, and you're actually, I'd say, better than when you were. Yes. Right, because you're more, I guess, more independent and
way more independent. But I believe when you're in a broken place is when you find your true purpose. When you find out what it is that you're really meant to do. And not saying that I wasn't meant to be a mother, because I love my children, I love being a mom. But I don't think that relationship was for me. That person wasn't for me, and I kept holding on. And when you keep holding on to things that are not for you, you're gonna like there's gonna be repercussions. And I hate to put it like that, but that's just what it is. Because, after we got divorced and everything, I struggled a lot. I struggled to find my way. I fell into another relationship that was not good for me. And, trying to get out of that and trying to figure out who I am and what do I want to do. And, I really feel like, real estate kind of has given me a new purpose in life. And it's changed my life, Yeah, the money's great, but it's not all about money. I'm connecting with people that I before would have never connected with. And, I build actual relationships with them. It's not just about the money. It's about, talking to them. They send me text messages, like, when they do something new to their house, like, oh, we removed that tree and we put some flowers. And, they're so excited to tell me, that's what it's about. That makes it, like, all worth it.
That's pretty awesome. And, it's crazy. I'm putting numbers here together, and you said 22 years
22 years.
22 years married. Yes. You had your kid at 16. Yes. I'd say You know, it's crazy. It's crazy because she looks so young. You look younger than me. You look great. You look great. And for somebody that went through all this in their lives, you know what I mean? To stay up, always have a smile, you know, clean up and dress up nice, you know, and keep doing their thing. It's something tough. And you're of age, and you're a great example. You're a great example because I know so many people that at such a young age something happens to them and they give up on life. Yeah. They don't get haircuts. They don't fix themselves up. You know, you didn't. You took the opposite route. You know, you glammed yourself up and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And you're doing it. That's very inspiring. That's very inspiring.
One thing too is when I was with my ex, I was suppressing who I really wanted to be. You know, I love being a social person. I love meeting new people. I love getting dressed up and going out. I love doing that kind of stuff, and I couldn't do that with him because he just didn't want to. And when you're, you know, suppressing who you are, you know, that adds to depression. That adds to, you know, you not feeling good about yourself.
Definitely, and that's a big factor. That's a big factor in life, life in general. Yeah. You know, not only with work, not only with the relationship. It's because if you don't feel right, you're not gonna do things right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And how can you, if you're not good, how can your family be good?
Exactly.
If you're broken, you know what I mean? And you're like the head of the family. So I definitely understand. You know what I mean? And I'm really glad that, you know, I'm not glad that you went through all that, but I'm glad that, you know, that you were able to find yourself, you know, and go for your goals, reach your goals, and go for your dreams. And that's what this podcast is all about. For people that have gone through things and, you know, they were at a low point in their life and they did not give up on their dreams. So you are a perfect example of a dreamer. You know what I mean? So that's pretty awesome. You know, there's a lot of Latinos that come here, you know what I mean? And those are the main ones that I usually have on here because they're the dreamers. They're the ones that come, you know, a lot of immigrants come from other places, you know, and try to make it out here in the great US of A.
Right,
you know, what ethnicity are you, or what race?
I am Japanese and Polish.
So you're not Mexican.
I'm not Mexican or Puerto Rican. But I always tell everybody, you know, since I was with my ex since I was 16, I'm Polish, Japanese, raised by Mexicans.
Okay.
And Puerto Ricans. So I don't know if that counts.
Right. Sometimes it's not where you were born or what nationality you are, it's how you were raised.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you're basically raised with the creencias and the morals of a Mexican household.
Exactly. So my ex-mother-in-law, rest in peace, she was like my mom. I love her so much. I miss her. She was Tejana, and she was just the Tejana mom. Like, you're gonna learn how to do this. You're gonna learn. She made me learn how to make homemade tortillas, and she was like, "You're gonna make these for us," and you know, and now like.
And you didn't bring that?
No, sorry.
She brought coffee though.
I did bring coffee.
So thank you for that.
But yeah, so she really instilled a lot of values in me, and she's actually like one of the driving reasons that I, you know, work so hard. You know, when I know I talk a lot about, you know, when I was younger and having kids, but that really, those were my formative years. And, you know, I was so blessed to have her, because when I had my son, I told her, I was like, you know, I have my son and I'm not going to go back to school. I'm just going to be a stay-at-home mom, you know, collect some welfare.
Yeah. I think a lot of people did that.
Yeah. And she's like, no, She's like, I know the school, we're going to go enroll you right now, and you're going to school. And I was like, well, okay.
That's a beautiful thing.
So I graduated from high school. She encouraged me to go to college. I went to college. I actually have a bachelor's in finance.
Okay.
So she's just a huge, you know, part of my educational background, my career. You know, she always told me, don't give up. Keep going, even though things are hard, and even though, you know, this is a tough time and you don't really know where to go, do not give up, because you don't know what's on the other side. You don't know, you know, what opportunities are out there for you, because it's easy to just give up. It's so easy.
It's so easy.
I mean, it really, I could give up now, but I can't. Like, there's just, I have that thing in me that wakes me up every morning and like, today's a new day. Let's go out there and see, you know, what opportunities are there. Who can I help today?
That's great. I see that you are quick to take advantage of the opportunity.
I am.
Because I wrote you and you hit me up right away and we set up a date and that was pretty awesome because a lot of people when I hit them up they get a little like, oh, you're not famous, you know, you don't, nobody knows you like that, so why do I take out my time? You know
well, see, I think the hardest thing, first of all, for me, if somebody messages me, asks me for something, I will message you back right away. Unless you're sending me something creepy, no. But
I get those creepy messages too.
But I've seen what you're doing on Facebook, and I want to support that. You know, we don't have enough of that in this city. I feel like in our city, it's so hard to grow anything. It's so hard to start anything because people don't want to support you. They want to support you to a limit. You know, oh, yeah, you're doing great. That's great. That's it. They'll scroll past your stuff. They won't like, but you know they've seen you, but they won't like it. So, like a perfect example is right now, we are working on it's called NAREP, so National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. I'm sorry, say that a little slower. National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals.
Okay.
We are working to bring the first ever board to the city of Milwaukee and to the state of Wisconsin. So the NAREP, their main focus and their driving force is Hispanic home ownership. So you know the Latino dream is owning a home. Everyone, like, if you own a home, you made it. Like, you're good. You're Gucci.
Yeah.
So
yeah, a lot of people do think like that.
And that's their mission. So they want to empower Latinos to purchase homes. So it's a network of realtors, lenders, basically anyone in the real estate world working together to bring this mission to Milwaukee, to get the word out there.
So that's already in the works.
It's in the works. We started in December. We had an event planned for May. It was going to be this huge event, and then COVID hit. So,
speaking of COVID, how did COVID affect you with the whole realtor, situation? You know, the selling, the showing houses and whatnot. I know me as a barber, they closed down the shops. Right. I was not working. I was hurting. I was hurting so bad. Yeah. Those were tough months for me. You know what I mean? Those were, I had to go out, get food stamps, you know. Yeah. I had to ask my parents for help. Something I try to avoid as much as possible. Yeah. You know, but things happen. Right. How did it affect you? I take it, you have a house, you have 3 kids?
I have 3 kids. So my oldest 2 children are 24 and 22. Both college students. They live off on their own. I only have my 18-year-old with me. But I am blessed and fortunate to obviously still have my full-time job.
Going through that, I don't even know how with 3 kids and still doing all this. That's so amazing, man. That's pretty amazing.
I mean, they're my driving force. They're why I do it because that's what it's about. You know, I brought them into this world, and it's my job to set an example for them. Not so much provide for the older 2 now because they're older, but my 18-year-old, she's really the main focus right now.
Definitely.
Because she needs to have that good role model. She needs to know, and she's a very strong young woman. You know, she has a really good head on her shoulders, but she's also absorbing everything that's going on around her. So I have to be a good example for her and show her, when things get hard, you can still find ways to navigate. When COVID hit, a lot of people were like, oh, what's going to happen with your real estate business? You can't show houses. Well, real estate is an essential profession. So
is it?
It is considered essential.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we did not stop. And
I thought, cutting hair was essential. I guess it wasn't, man. You can definitely sell a house looking like crap.
Exactly.
But you'll sell the house.
You will sell. So, yeah, we did not stop. If anything, my business picked up way more.
Oh, way more.
Way more.
So you think people not being at work, it actually gave them time to go check out the houses?
I think that there's a mentality that, the world is shut down. So people are thinking, well, the world is shut down. Some people aren't looking anymore. I'm going to go snatch that house up. I'm going to get to it. So everybody has that mentality. Like, you'll literally pull up to a showing and there'll be 20 other people looking at the same house. Oh, it's been really, really crazy.
So what measures were you taking with the whole COVID? Were you guys wearing masks? Were you sanitizer?
Sanitizing.
I have a friend who's a realtor. He noticed that everybody was looking for sanitizer. So he grabbed little bottles of sanitizers, put all his information on them, and he'd give them out. super smart. That's one of the, because it was, that was liquid gold. That,
right.
So,
it sure was.
and him giving it away with his information, that was, very smart.
It was a very smart marketing move.
So what were you doing?
I wish I could say that there was one thing that I did that I was like, that got me so many clients, but there really hasn't. A lot of my business is referral based. I have a lot of people that I've known growing up, and they've contacted me and they're like, hey, I want to sell my house, but I also want to buy a house. So I'm like, all right, let's do this. I don't have that one key thing that I'm like, I did, it's just, it hasn't worked like that for me. I've just been blessed to have received business.
And okay, you're from Milwaukee, born and raised,
correct?
Raised
in Milwaukee, yes.
Born and raised in Milwaukee. So you're doing the real estate. It's going great for you. Do you? You said everything's mostly through referral because you know so many people.
Correct.
Do you feel you would do the same in another state? Like right now, if you up and left to Washington or Tennessee or wherever, you think it would be you'd be as successful in the realtor business, or?
I think that maybe not right away, but eventually.
Okay.
I think, real estate is all about, you have to go get it. The business isn't going to come to you. You got to go find it. So if you get a lead, you got to be on that. You can't just wait. And then, obviously, I post a lot on my Facebook. People see my activity. A lot of people comment on my activity. So that right there, that's validity. Validation. And that just kind of shows people that, oh, wow, she's really doing this. She's not playing around. And that's what it is.
Man, like, honestly, you got something going, something big. Like I said, if you ever start your company, I'd love for you to take me under your wing. I think I do all right.
I think so. You have the gift of gab, so that helps.
Helps a little, right?
Yes.
That's a help for something.
Yes.
Well, Angelique, how can people find you? How can people reach you?
So, Facebook, Angelique Cruz, or I have a Facebook business page, Angelique Cruz Real Estate. I do have a lot of people that follow me on Snapchat, and that is Realtor Angel MKE. And I have a website, www.angeliquecruz.exprealty.com.
Awesome. We're gonna cut it short because I know you have a very busy life, and I know you got some things to do. That's why we actually set up a schedule. I just want to thank you very much. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day and your busy life to come over here and to Dreamers Life Studio and making this great interview happen. Any words of inspiration or anything you'd like to say to to a young lady going through something that can probably help her?
My biggest thing that I would say is that that wherever you're at, whatever you're going through is not forever. It's just a moment, and you can make the choice to change your life at any moment. And don't think that you're limited by anything. Don't think that you have to fall into a stereotype. You can break out of that, and you can truly become whatever you want to be.
You guys heard her. That's Angelique Cruz in the Dreamers Life podcast, episode number 9. Thank you all for joining us and tuning in. Love you guys. Thank you.
Bye.